What's happening, Sean? How are you? Just almost forgot to bring you in. I was gonna be like a one-man band today.
As I say, I guess I wasn't part of the show. I didn't get that schedule.
No, I don't know what happened there. I thought I brought you in. It must be the same mouse click that allowed me to make my Yankees comments a couple of weeks back. Thought I clicked the right thing and missed. And you got to be a little bit more careful, both in what you say and how you click, I suppose, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if you say the truth or not; it still will be held against you.
Yes, indeed, it will. Because they bleeping Yankees, bleeping. Anyway, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Anyhow. So how did we do yesterday? I know my soccer pick came through, and the San Diego came through. So fortunately, that worked out well. I know that your Detroit run line came through, so that's a positive. 3+ lines, right? 2+ lines in it.
It started off good, but then and it even started off with Cleveland against Tampa Bay. They were up like 3-0 or 4-0 or whatever, and 4-2 going to the ninth, and again they blew a lead.
I hate closers.
So they lost that, and then Seattle really wasn't close. I mean, they were 0-0 for a while, and then Oakland took control and won 4-1. But
got to cash those tickets in the 8th inning before the closers get up there, man.
Yeah, every gambler says you got to give in to like your feelings and your. So last night I'm getting ready for bed, and Dodgers.
So you got to stop going to bed.
Listen. Dodgers are up against the Giants, and I'm like. Well, the only bet you could really do there is pick the Giants, but there's no way for the third night in a row somebody's going to blow a 9th inning lead. And don't I wake up this morning and you called it. Jansen again blew it.
Yeah, they ought to really contact my Cubbies and get Craig Kimbrell. I don't like him.
Well, I think moves will start making now. Tampa Bay acquired
Nelson Cruz.
So that's going to really help Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so. I think it should help them. It gives them a lot more pop in the middle of that lineup. So that's
something they don't have a ton of. So, and usually what happens is that first domino falls, and then you start getting a bunch more. So
yeah, across the board. I'm looking every day for the news to see what happens to the Cubbies around here. We got a bunch of guys that people probably want, and we'll see if they take them. Chris Bryant probably being the crown jewel of the group. Although I'm not the. I'm grateful for him. He ended the drought, 108 years of no World Series baseball for the Northsiders. Big home run in the World Series against the Cleveland Guardians.
Oh, yeah, that's something else.
They should have just made it Gardens of the Galaxy and you put like the pictures of those people on there. That's the kind of font that they use. Pretty funny looking.
Oh, yeah. That's going to take time to get used to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it's the world we live in, according to what was it? It's the world we live in. I don't know. Was it? I don't know who that was. Peter Gabriel or something?
No, I'm not sure.
Genesis, maybe? I don't know. It was a long time ago. But anyway, enough of stupid music.
It might be Genesis. Or I was thinking REM came to mind, but I could be wrong.
No, I don't think that was REM.
No.
So my singing was awful, but let's see if we can be a little bit better. Today's a little quick update I figured on golf since it's kind of a light day in sports. We talked about a couple golfers at the top 40 before the tournament started. Bo Hoag, or however he pronounces his name, is leading the tournament instead of put him in the top 40. Hell, we should have played him to win. But he was plus 175 to finish in the top 40. We also had this gentleman down here, Bryce Garnett, in our top 40 at plus 225. And we should have played them both to win. If one of them came through, it'd probably been like plus 5,000. It's crazy. Our Matt Wolf, both of us, had him in the top 20. He's one stroke off the top 20 right now in -4. Yeah, so he's 31. One more stroke puts him in the top 20. If he hits, that's pretty good. My Finau pick to win doesn't look like it's going to happen, and Ricky Fowler certainly isn't going to miss the cut. But if Matt Wolf can make the top 20 or top 10, and these two gentlemen near the top of the leaderboard, Bo Hoag and Bryce Garnett, can stay up there, if we can hit 3 out of 5, we would make a pretty good profit for the week on golf betting once again.
Yeah, well, that's what's nice when you have so many players. You can, get a pretty good line. How's Dustin Johnson doing? That favorite never seems to be.
Yeah, he's like, I think like +2, right around the cut line. I mean, -2. I think he's right around the cut line, to be honest. He's -3 right now. He's got a lot of holes left to go, so he'll get his way up the leaderboard. He's too good of a golfer not to find his way up the leaderboard.
Yeah, but that's one favorite I can tell you. Anytime I'm favored in golf, they don't seem to win at all.
Not too often, though. I think John Rahm won the major that he won. I think it was the U.S. Open as the favorite. So, but we talked a little bit about last night. We had a great guest on the Horse Racing Radar with Bill Krakenberger. If you didn't catch that, head on over there to Horse Racing Radar or our YouTube. Take a look at that. He gave us a great insight on college basketball. As he basically gave us a gimme, so to speak, on one of the things he does very successfully. And he mentioned underdogs in college basketball first half because teams don't foul at the end of half.
Yeah, it was great insight. And then I elaborated on it too, not on the show, but afterwards. I think that has a lot to do with too, the underdog, they get fired up. They want to, show the big dog that they can compete, and they can compete for one half, but then that second half comes and they just can't keep. But that was great insight, and I'm going to really look at this.
Focus on that this year.
Yeah.
Well, he did mention that the NBA and that the NFL were the two hardest to hit, which I found interesting. I was going to say he said he didn't bet in the NBA finals. I think I made 3 bets in the finals on the winner, and I hit 2 of the 3. Both of them were Milwaukee. I should have just bet Milwaukee every game. They finished it off in 6. I would have won 4 out of 6. Would have been sweet. But anyways, it's the way it goes.
Yeah, so but he gave some great insights, and definitely, picking his brain. You should check out his website too, Crack Wins. I started checking it out. I just discovered it. Rich knew this guy. I just discovered him. Really good dude, and
he's
definitely
from that show on Showtime called Action. If you haven't seen it and you're a sports degenerate, then you gotta watch it. It's us to a T. No ands or buts about it. It's a phenomenal show. I love it, and it's, as I said last night, it's part of the reason I'm here because there was one of the guys on the show. His name is Vegas Dave, and he says some people have the talent to play basketball or whatever he said he had a talent. He said, I have a natural talent to pick games. He goes, I can just open the newspaper and I go winner, 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 winner. And I was thinking, come on, man, you can't do it like that. And my son and I, we put all these Excel sheets together. Like Tom, our favorite guest, says that I have more Excel sheets than an accountant. So this is actually true. So maybe that should be my nickname, Accountant Rich.
There you go.
CFXL or something instead of CFA, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a good show. I think there's some pretty strong positives last night. So go make sure you check that out. Make sure you do check out that series of Action. I think you'll really enjoy it if you like sports and if you like fantasy sports. So there's a lot of good stuff there. Let's get to work. Sean, what do you think? MLB Baseball. I was going to bet the Cubs, but I was too busy doing the international horse racing tips with Tom. And by the time I got got out of England and got back to my computer, the game had started. It was 3-0 already. So kind of missed that one.
Yeah. And they're up 7-0 now. It's going to be hard to blow that lead now, but
well, they got Greg Kimbrell. He's pitched really well this year, Greg Kimbrell. So Kimbrell. So I don't think he'll blow it this time.
No. Good. I did one of those, I just started doing it. This is my 3rd straight day doing it, where I actually take a team I like and I'll add 2.5, 3.5 runs. I get no value for it, but I pick, 7, 8 teams. And last night I did that. It cost me $30 and I got $80 back. So the night before it was one team cost me.
Well, it only takes one when you're parlaying, baby. I was going to ask Bill last night about parlays, but I already know that it's going to be thumbs down on parlays, and it really is thumbs down on parlays. Even a stupid soccer parlay the other day, the dumbass soccer tie got me again. So I know better than that. So I know the answer for that.
Yeah.
No dumbass soccer parlay ties today. So let's look at baseball. We'll start off with the Atlanta. I was going to say Falcons. Atlanta Braves against the Philadelphia Phillies. Anything official in there for you today?
No, Philly should win. Zach Wheeler's pitching. Max Fried, he's been up and down all year. But the value, -155, I can't take the Phillies at -155.
Well, I can't take the Phillies -155 either. That's our biggest fan, Blake, right there. So he's letting us know that he disagrees with Pops. He's all over the Phillies.
Yeah, he always disagrees with them.
Yeah, that's what kids do. Right? First word they learn. No, right?
I couldn't run. Yeah, exactly. I couldn't run line them neither. I mean, Philly's bullpen's bad, so Zach Wheeler will need to pitch a really good game.
Yeah, so just looking at it, the Phillies do have the power ranking advantage. They do have the run line advantage. But in the simulations, based upon how many runs a team scores and allows away and home and so forth, it's a 50-50 game. And if it's going to be a 50-50 game, then you got to take the team with the plus line. That would be Atlanta. But I can't take a team with a plus line that has a negative run differential relative to the other. So no play for me either. Washington versus Baltimore. I was pretty close to taking Washington in this spot.
Yeah, so this is going to be one of my official plays. And this is one I'm not understanding the line, how Washington's only minus 135. Washington's 8-4 in interleague. Baltimore's 13-30 at home, so it's not even a home field advantage. They're 2-7 in the interleague. And also Baltimore's 11-23 versus lefties, so it's not like they hit lefties well neither. And Patrick Corbin's going for Washington.
They've seen Patrick Corbin a couple of times, so.
Yeah, but Baltimore, they got Jorge Lopez going, who's 2-12 with an ERA over 6. So Washington should be able to tee off there. So I'm not even going to get cute with the run line. Minus 135 is good enough value for a team that I think should win pretty easily here.
Yeah, I was looking at this game. I had highlighted Washington. I did see that Baltimore's pretty bad against left-handed pitching. Both teams are 3-7 in their last 10 games, so neither team is playing all that well, although Washington's at least apparently hitting the ball. The one thing that concerned me about this is I did look at the past history for Corbin against Baltimore, and it's not been good. And Lopez's history against the Nationals has not been all that good either. This is one game where I was thinking, they're going to score a lot of runs. I don't have any question they're going to score a lot of runs. And I looked at the run line, and then I said, well, I think it's 10.5. It's no way on the planet. If I were going to go on this side, I would take Washington, but I'm afraid there's going to be so many runs scored in this game that either team could win. And again, if either team could win, then I would probably want the plus line with Baltimore. But I'm not getting the power ranking advantage. I'm not getting the run differential advantage. I'm not getting the projected game team winner advantage. And both teams stink. So Washington stinks on the road and Baltimore stinks at home. So too much stink for me to get involved.
Yeah, I look at the matchup here. It's funny you say he hasn't, because he really hasn't faced too many. He's faced 5 Baltimore batters. One's 1 for 8, one's 3 for 10, 1 for 2, 2 for 5, 2 for 3. So really nobody in the lineup hitting him too well or anything like that. Really hasn't faced him too much. So I'm not really worried about that one.
Yeah, I was just looking back at his career against Baltimore. That's all. Yeah. Then we got the next spot up is San Diego versus Miami. I hit last night on San Diego. Musgrove is pitching tonight. He's pitching well. I just can't do minus 140 with the Padres because that line is moving aggressively towards the Marlins now.
Yeah, and it like either way. I mean, this is one I think I used on that parlay. I took San Diego maybe plus 2.5, plus 3.5 because they're not going to lose by that. Mm-hmm. But Zach Thompson's been pitching pretty good for Miami as well. So nothing. I like 3 plays. I already announced one, and I like them really well. This isn't one I liked all that great.
No, you weren't too big fan of this one?
No.
Yeah, looking at the money on this game, it's pretty heavily favored towards. I mean, obviously it should be heavily favored towards the Padres. They have like 70% of the bets and about 82% of the money. So a lot of people are on the Padres. At the time I was looking at it, too big of a line for me. Maybe with it coming down underneath, because earlier in the day I think it was like minus 180 or 1 something like that for the Padres. So it's definitely coming. It's coming down hard for some reason. I don't know why that is, but it is.
Yeah, and if you don't know why, you don't want to play it.
I just haven't had a chance to hit the news wire yet. As soon as we get a chance to hit the news wire, we'll probably be able to figure out why. Next up on the roster is St. Louis versus Cincinnati. This is another game that's intriguing to me because St. Louis on the road versus Cincinnati, one of the better teams at home in terms of hitting. I just couldn't get there.
No, and again, there's no value unless you're going to give up. If you're going Cincinnati, you're going to have to give up a run and a half to make value at plus 110. And the Red, we'll talk. How many teams are we going to talk about bullpens? But we know how good.
They have the worst bullpen, or one of them in baseball.
Yeah, they do, and it's been worked hard lately too. So not only is it not good, it's not fresh, even after the All-Star break. So nothing I could go here because I couldn't trust the Cardinals on the road as well.
This is a mixed one for me in that it's about a 50-50 power ranking thing with a slight advantage to St. Louis, but the Reds own a major run line differential. But the one thing that strikes me, again, I always talk about Vegas and how I feel like they're telling you what they want to tell you if they're lying, if you're looking at it. They're making you pay up so heavily for Cincinnati today in a couple areas, which makes me feel like they think Cincinnati is going to win. And they're going to make you pay for it. And in making you pay for it, you're not getting value. So you're spending 70 cents on something that's only worth about 60 cents. And that's never a way to really, to turn out and be a profitable sports bettor. So I only want to buy things that are 60 cents when I can buy them for 55 cents. That's what I'm looking for. Toronto and the New York Mets. I skipped one. I skipped a few here. Let's go. New York Yankees, Garrett Cole against Boston. You have a chance to catch a plus line with Garrett Cole on the mound tonight. Right now, you can get as much as $1.10 at BetOnline.
Yeah, so this is the first line that really struck me odd. I'm not making an official play here. I might do something on my personal account, but I found it odd that Garrett Cole was going and they were a plus line, especially when Boston's got Rodriguez. He's been okay, but he's not even close to the caliber. So this line is one of those fishy lines, which is you want to jump all over, but then you gotta hit the pause button and go, now wait, why is it like that?
Mm-hmm. Well, you got a team that wins 60% of its games at home in Boston. They have probably one of the widest discrepancies in terms of home runs scored versus the Yankees away runs scored. So I think the Boston's going to be able to get some runs on them, and if they can, they have a shot to win this game. So I agree with you, getting Cole, but there's a lot more to it than just a starting pitcher.
Yeah, I just find it odd because a lot of times Vegas was actually overvaluing Cole this year because they were giving you no value every time he was on the mound, and he was giving up runs, and they were losing games with him. But this is the opposite.
Well, it seems like most people are thinking along those lines because 2 out of 3 of the bets are on the Yankees, but about a little more than 50% of the money is on Boston. So while the majority of the tickets, the masses, as they say, are on the Yankees, the money is on the Red Sox, and it's always better to follow the money. At least that's what I've heard. Yeah,
and this actually looks like a setup too. Like you said, they want you to take the Yankees here. They want Boston. Vegas.
They absolutely are baiting you to take the Yankees here, and when they like I said, when they stick that shiny silvery object full of hooks in front of your mouth, don't be a bass.
Yeah,
it's not. It hurts. Tampa Bay against Cleveland. Zach Plesac returning to the mound for the now Guardians.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from this game after yesterday.
You don't think the name change will be enough for them to get over?
Well, the name change ain't official until next year, I believe. So
yeah, but I mean, it might as well be now. They've announced it, right?
Yeah, and you might as well practice, but
that's so everybody can run out and buy those uniforms before they disappear.
Yeah, exactly. I think Cleveland's hitting the ball better, and they've been pitching good all year. So I wouldn't go against Cleveland, but like I said, I can't pick this game again. Following trends, you got Plesac going for Cleveland. Plus, he's coming back. You don't know how he's going to be and how far in the game he'll go. So,
well, the public is betting against Cleveland. You have about 60% of the tickets and 60% of the money all headed to Tampa Bay's way. So it looks like they're not expecting a whole lot from Plesac's return to the Indians, though, or the Guardians, whatever you want to call them now. Maybe they could just go to the Cleveland baseball team and mimic the path of the Washington football team.
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't go that way.
Might as well. I mean, you might as well catch the baseball team before somebody else does it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
New York Mets versus the Toronto or the Tampa or the Buffalo Blue Jays. I think they're going to return to Toronto pretty soon, right?
I don't know.
I think they are. Yeah, but Steven Matz used to pitch for the Mets, if I remember correctly. So he's going to get a chance to get after his old team.
Yeah, and Tyler Megaro's going for the Mets, and he's been pitching really well too. So this is not one that I felt comfortable at all.
Well, it seems like the Sharps are comfortable on this game. The Mets are taking in 80% of the money, while the Blue Jays are taking in over 50% of the tickets. This was a close one for me, too. I had the Mets highlighted, but there was something about the game that I did not like when I reviewed it again. They do own the run line differential. They do own the power ranking differential. They are projected to win the game more frequently than Toronto, but it's probably close to I'd say 48 to 52 game. But with the Mets, I'm paying 55% for 54 cents for something I think is worth 52. And I can't pay 54 for something that's worth 52, although I do think the Mets have the edge. And you're not really at minus 111. It's really not that big of a stretch. And even now, at the line's moved down at minus 111, it's probably moved closer to minus 52, 53 cents. So it's probably fair value for the New York Mets based upon the current line.
I will say one concern about the Mets is they're 9-17 versus left-handed pitching.
Well, that's not good.
No,
not at all. The LA Angels versus the Minnesota Twins.
This is one I like the Angels. I didn't make this an official play, but again, they overvalue the Twins. And the Angels got the better pitching here. And they're going to call it a 50-50 game, basically. You're going to get minus 105 for the Angels. So I stopped my plays at 3 today. But if I were to go a fourth play, yesterday I kind of said the same thing, and the Angels won 3-2. I think the Angels would win this.
Well, interestingly, on this game, the Angels are taking about 3/4 of the action from the public, but the Twins are getting damn near 60 cents of the money. Whenever you see that kind of discrepancy, that's something that kind of scares me away because, they say about the masses being asses, right? So I for some reason, the smart money's all over the Twins in this spot. When I looked at this game, it was one that I kind of I was looking at making a play on Minnesota. They do own the power ranking advantage. They do have a pretty substantial run line advantage. They are projected to win, but the one thing I don't like is they have a losing record at home. So it was a tough call for me. And I also think that the pitcher, let me see if I remember correctly, it's a left-handed pitcher, and I think the Angels have hit left-handed pitching pretty hard.
They're 16-15 versus left-handed pitching. I don't know batting average or anything else, but they do have a winning record versus left-handed pitching.
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I kind of bailed out on that spot. Texas and Houston, I guess you could ride the anti-Texas train here, but, man, you got to pay for that one.
Yeah, so I'm going to break a Rich rule, but I think you should even break this rule. How can Houston not win this game by more than 2 runs? And you're giving up.
Because they only win by 1?
No, they're not going to win by. The Tigers beat them by at least 2 every game.
So you're going to lay 2.5 runs?
No, I'm going to lay 1.5 runs.
Yeah, but you only get like minus 150.
Minus 150. It was minus 110 earlier in the day. Is that not what we're at?
That's not too bad. Let's see.
I think it's minus 110.
Minus 110. Let's take a look real quick.
Minus 110 is what I got on DraftKings here.
Yeah, but I'm not doing minus 1. I'm not breaking my rules anymore.
I think that. Okay, yeah, I know you don't want any more exceptions, but this. I think this is perfect here. Houston's 22-17 versus left-handed pitching. Jake Odorizzi's been solid this year, even though he's got a losing record, 3-5. Houston should be able to hit the ball. Texas is not hitting the ball. They finally scored, 5 runs yesterday, still lost. I like Houston here.
Well, here it says that the best line you can get is minus 108.
Okay. So even minus 110, 108, I'll take it either way.
Yeah, minus 108. Yeah, I mean, I think they probably pound them. I think you're probably right on that, but I've refused to break my rules anymore. I'm going to, after listening last night to Bill talking about how you have to make sure that you're getting the best value you can. And if I have found over and over and over again, when I break my rules, for whatever reason it alters the universe. And if a team was meant to win by 2 runs, they won't win by 2 runs because I went ahead and broke my rules, and there'll be a cheap run on a wild pitch or something at the bottom of the top of the 8th, top of the 9th to close that 2-run gap to 1. So I'm not doing it. Good luck. You have your red hot Detroit. Have you gone out and bought your Detroit gear yet?
No, not yet. But yeah, when you find something that works, you keep going with it. So I'm going to take Detroit. Now, this is another one I was surprised that Detroit was actually a plus line. I believe they're plus 105. So I'm going to take it. They also do pretty good against left-handed pitching. They are 16-13 versus left-handed pitching, so that's not a concern at all. And Willie Peralta's been pitching really good. ERA under 2. He's only got like 30-some innings in this year, but he's been good.
So you can get plus 110 at Bet Online. So that's the highest number I see.
Plus 110. Yeah, I'll take it. Detroit's got the better pitcher here. They've won 7 straight. Kansas City's won 2 in a row. They beat the Brewers 2 in a row, but
Brewers aren't bad.
No, they're not bad. But
and they beat Milwaukee too. Which is
Detroit's been the better team all year, and they're really, really hot right now. So,
but they haven't been better in terms of scoring runs on the road compared to how much Kansas City scores at home. There's a big discrepancy between the two. To me, this game is a Detroit, as good as they've played, of only winning about 40% of the games on the road, which is up from earlier in the year. So they're trending in the right direction. But that run differential is too strong in Kansas City's favor for me to take Detroit, though. I do agree that Detroit they're both playing pretty good, at least recently. So I can't really get on either side of this game. My 2 picks are coming up later on still. Chicago White Sox versus Milwaukee. Heck, if the Milwaukee can't beat Detroit, how in the world are they going to beat the White Sox at plus 116?
I don't know. They do have Freddie Peralta going, and he's been really good as well. So this is a good pitching matchup. I didn't trust it either way. The White Sox are so much better at home than they are on the road.
Mm-hmm.
So,
when you run all these numbers like we talk about, and I know everybody's running a lot of similar models, and when I look at these models, the Vegas folks are giving you value in the Chicago White Sox. Too much value. So they're baiting you. They're saying, come on, take the White Sox. Oh, you didn't like them at 110? Here's -1. Here's plus 116, plus 118. They're begging you to bet the White Sox. And there's got to be a reason why they're begging you to bet the White Sox, because you know why? They're on Milwaukee. That's why. And as our Bill Krakenberger said, his uncle taught him, you want to be on the side of the house. So it looks to me like the house is on Milwaukee. The house is on Milwaukee. I don't like Milwaukee to win this spot. I'm going to pass. I'll just go to a different place. Next game up on the docket is one of mine, Pittsburgh and San Francisco.
I'm
not breaking my rule here either.
You're not? Okay. This is one San Fran's probably going to win, but I didn't see value there, and I didn't want to give up a run and a half, and there was no way in hell I was taking Pittsburgh.
So at a run and a half, I got earlier in the day plus 100 at 1.5.
The only concern I would have with San Fran here is they just had that series against the Dodgers. They won 3 out of 4. They're really high on themselves, but that was a big series. Now you're going to go against Pittsburgh, who you should just dominate, and could be a good letdown spot here.
So in my account at DraftKings, I did get plus 100. Right now it's minus 103. So I'm not breaking my own rule, because when I bet it, I got the line. So for our purposes, it'll be minus 103 in terms of record keeping. But I did get that plus line. So here's all I need to know. Johnny Cueto, you know what his record is against the Pittsburgh Pirates?
I do not.
21-4.
Wow.
That's crazy. I mean, the guy's got like 130 wins against all of Major League Baseball, but damn near 6th of them have come, 18% of his wins roughly have come against the Pittsburgh Pirates. So
kind of sounds like my record. Over 20% with the Tigers.
Right. He's killing it. So I'm going to take the minus 1.5 there. Look around, because like I said, at DraftKings, where I go ahead and do my action, I got a plus 100 line, or an even line, if you will. So I went that route. Colorado versus the LA Dodgers. Yeah, this is another one where the line is just too ridiculous. And I think this was the one that was minus 140 or something like that to do the run line.
Yeah, it probably is. Colorado on the road. We talk about this all the time.
Thanks.
I can't take it even. I can't break your rule even here. But if you want to do those parlays that everybody says not to do, throw the Dodgers on your ticket.
I can't take it no more. Okay, last game on the docket and scheduled tonight. Oakland versus Seattle.
This is one I tried Seattle yesterday. They got their best pitcher going, Yossi Kataguchi, pronunciation. But Frankie Montas has been really good for Oakland too, especially lately. I don't like either way here.
At Bovada, I'm getting Oakland minus 112, so I'm taking Oakland minus 112. The Kikuchi is a lefty, and I don't know if there's any team better in baseball against lefties than Oakland. They're 24-13 versus left-handed pitching this year. Montas and Kikuchi have pitched very well against each other or against the opposing against Oakland and Seattle. So I expect this to be a low-scoring game. I don't know what the total is, but I feel like this is going to be a 3-2 game with the folks from Oakland having the advantage in winning. They have a much better run differential on the road than the Mariners have at home. They have the advantage in the power ranking, and according to the projections that I do, they have a much better chance than 55% to win this game. So I'm going to go ahead and take Oakland minus 112 as my second and final pick of the day.
Yeah, and the over-under is 8. It does sound like a good play to go under there.
Yeah, I mean, if I were going to break my rule, I would break it on the under in that game because, like I said, both pitchers have pitched. Jose is right. Parlays kills. They kill your pocketbook for sure, man. They killed me the other day, and we went ahead and put in like that soccer parlay, and it was plus 275 if I just go tie no bet. And like an idiot, I don't do that. So. We got to stay away from those parlays that kill. Sean, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll have a lot to talk about tomorrow because we have MLS soccer's back, the Gold Cup soccer's back. We'll have baseball, so we'll have plenty of things to pick from. Anything else that you want to cover before we roll?
No, I don't think so. We'll have Bill on this show sometime, in September with football. Mm-hmm. I'm reaching out to other people, lining up some guests. So we'll start having some guests on here as well. So some exciting things coming.
Yeah, so make sure you tell your friends about us, however it is you communicate. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, over the telephone. Like I said, grab a bullhorn, yell out the window. Just walk up to somebody in the checkout line today at the grocery store, tap them on the shoulder. Psst, psst, psst. Hey, let me tell you something. Tell them about Moneyline Madmen. We would appreciate you helping us grow. Of course, tomorrow with Horse Racing Radar, our sponsor, I will be live handicapping races tomorrow at Saratoga, so you can go on over to Horse Racing Radar. We'll be covering all sorts of things from how the race is going to set up to the ones that are becoming the hardest late to the picks, speed figures, track biases, everything from top to bottom to help us find more winners. Of course, you can enter the contest over there. They are absolutely free, and if you win tomorrow or Friday, Saturday's contests are $100. They're having one today at Delmore. I think it's a little bit too late to enter that one. And there's one on Sunday at a mystery track. Don't know that the mystery track has been revealed yet, but if you win on Sunday, it's $50. So it's a chance for you to fatten your bankrolls so that you can go ahead and not put it on a parlay that kills. Righto?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Sean. Unfortunately, we will see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern, which is 7 o'clock my time. It means I got to get up at like 5:30 to get through all of the lines and stuff because baseball won't have any out. It's terrible. But Sean has to do that for me because of our favorite fans got to get up and get about doing his stuff for the day. So, of course, we make accommodations for our fans.
That favorite fan took off, so I got to run and check on him.
He's got to get hopping. All right, folks. Until we get together again tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern, as always, may all of your tickets be winners.